Yo, what is good? What is good? What is good? What is up, everybody, man? How is everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's Sunday is going well, having a phenomenal time spending it at home, relaxing or with family, however you do it. However you do it, man. Hope you're having a good day. But listen, man, listen. Shout out to Graf. He came up with this idea when we were wrapping up my guy Wasted Talent show. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. Pretty sure I won the battle of the mock drafts. But yeah, if you haven't watched that, go tune in, go check my guy Wasted's channel out. Um but he brought this up. He said, look, do a short video. I ain't gonna do a short video. I want to do it live. I want to talk to you guys in depth. But he said, hey, do a video, do whatever on a underrated prospect that you would like the Raiders to look after. Now, obviously, I'm not sure how underrated you could say this guy is. I also brought in another guy that I really like for the Raiders. I'm a really do two. I'm really do two. One guy's a third, maybe second or third round guy. Um, the other one's probably like fourth fourth round, fourth round. And I had to do this, man. I had to do this. I had to do this. But you already know, man. Before I get into the live, man, I have to give a big shout out to everybody already in here. We got Swin, SJ, my guy, Wasted. Hey, man, if you free, if you free. But look, Wasted, it is what it is, man. He's still recouping from the loss he took over there on his channel in the battle of the mock drafts. You feel me? So we got it. I understand, but But yeah, I'm gonna do two players. I'm gonna do two players. Two guys that I really like. Two guys that I really like for the Raiders at the safety position. Shout out to Jay Warrior. We got GC. We got Raiders 805, Cash Lord, Swin again. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Let's get right into it. Now, you can see him. I I, I mean, am I lying? Am I lying? Is this man a day three? Is this man a day two? What is he, man? You guys gotta let me know. Smoke Monday, dog. Smoke Monday. I think you gotta look at this man. You have to look at this man in the third round, in the fourth round, because we need that safety to go next to Merrick. I don't think he has nearly as much range as Merrick, but I think he's still a very good option to look at, man. Very good option. He says, Q Andy was good, Snoops. Raider Alex, Buddha, OG in the chat was good. Donna was good. Cash Lord again. You say day two, day three. Look, man, you see the intangibles. 6'3", safety, Auburn, 199 pounds. I think his playing weight was actually 203. I think his playing weight was actually 203. He's a free safety. Hometown is Georgia. We're not too close to Georgia and Vegas, but hey, man, they don't choose. But look, 2021, his stats: one interception, 36 interception yards, five pass breakups at the free safety position, 63 tackles is pretty decent. 44 solo. I really like Smoke Monday. His overall player rating that they gave him is a 76. Right? They got a little bit of a nice grading scale here at the bottom. 76 out of 100 is solid. 76 out of 100 is solid. I really like this decent grade. If we're talking about a day two to day three, I think this is a very good steal. It's very good value if you're able to get him in the third or the fourth. I'd say the other guy that you can kind of see on my other tab up there would be a probably round two, round three guy. I would love for the Raiders to get him, but they got him with a 72 tackling grade, a 78 tag run defense, 82 overall coverage grade is pretty decent. 79 zone, not bad. Man, impressed. They gave him an 82. I really like this, man. He has a little bit of versatility. His range is not on the same level as Merrick's. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, but when you're in that split high safety, you don't need a guy like Merrick. You don't need two guys like Merrick with crazy range. You really just need one that can really hold it down, and each dude just need to hold down their side. That's really what it needs to be. Smoke Monday. If you want that underrated guy, day two, most likely round three, round four. Hey, You got a nice option right here. Decent draft profile, honestly, but not nothing too crazy. His career pretty decent in my opinion. Has 5 career interceptions with Auburn, not bad at all. I think he has 6 career sacks. He's a decent tackler. Good player, man. Good player. He said, "Smoke it up, smoke it up, smoke it up." Nah, yeah. Smoke Monday, man. Smoke Monday. That has to be my guy. That has to be my guy. If we're talking about a late round guy. Now, next guy right here, Verone McKinley, not really under the radar, honestly. He if anything, he's kind of rising. He's kind of rising in my opinion, especially after the crazy season that his partner in crime, Javon Holland, had. You know, there's a lot of attention coming to Verone McKinley, but I really like him. Very, very versatile. And you see what I got highlighted right there. 2021, his standout season, most likely because Javon Holland left. But 2021, 5 interceptions, a forced fumble. He took 2 of his interceptions to the house for touchdowns. I like that, man. The year before, he had 6 takeaways as well. So Verone McKinley is a guy that can make plays. I like Verone McKinley. He's most likely a round 2, round 3. I'd say round 2, round 3, just because I feel like there may be a team that takes a flyer on him. Not a flyer because he's a good player, but maybe reaches for him in the second round since this class is very, very thin at the safety position. So we'll see. We'll see. Wasted says, "I won, bro." Here he goes trying to convince himself again, man. Come on, man. Come on. Let's be honest with ourselves. I won, man. It's okay. Do you think we should take a look at running back in the draft? I do. I do think we should look at running backs in the draft. Probably with one of those back-to-back picks, 164, 165. Maybe look at one there. But I think that there's a lot of running backs that you can look after and get in that last pick. With that last pick that we got, I feel like you should look to do that there because man, we went the first round route for a running back. He's a Pro Bowler, right? He's been to the Pro Bowl, but I just think that you're better off going later rounds, round 6 to round 7. We don't have a 6 round pick. We could obtain one if we find a way to trade back or anything, but I'm just saying, go ahead, go ahead. Look at round 7, see what you have. There's a couple guys I like Tyler Batty. I kind of like Kennedy Brooks out of Oklahoma. And shout out to Graf. He did a quick video on Damian Pierce. Damian Pierce. So if you guys really, really want to swing, I hope you checked out my guy's video that he just finished up, man. Ty Chandler, running back, 7th round. I see somebody said what happened to Trey Regis. He'll be there. He'll be there. But it's just a matter of, will McDaniels see that in him? Will McDaniels want to really give him his chance? I think he's I wouldn't say earned it because he hasn't necessarily shown a lot of things to show that he's earned that spot or earned a chance. But I mean, dude, UDFA, what do you have? What do you have to lose with him, man? See what he got. I think you should really give him a lot of burn in preseason, and I like Regis. I do. I think he has a lot of he has a good skill set. Has a good skill set, and ultimately, I just feel like we need a guy. At the end of the day, we need a guy that can be our first and second down back with breakaway speed. Jacobs doesn't have breakaway speed, man. Like at all. We saw it. I think it was against Cincinnati? He broke a big run and he just got tracked down. It was just like, dude, you can't be getting tracked down like that. We need somebody. Understand this. Let Josh Jacobs play his last year of his contract out. You're most likely not going to pick up his 5th-year option because you don't want to pay a running back $10 million. But understand this, you guys. He's a great player. He deserves to get paid. I'm just not sure how much he necessarily has earned already. One Pro Bowl, but we really haven't had that big play from him. But we know that under a decent O-line, behind a decent O-line, he can produce. He can produce. Bubba Bolden late, yeah. For Amigos, I was looking at him as well. And shout out to my guy X, man. He really put me on to the safety out of Maryland, Nick Cross. I started to do my homework on him, and I like it. I like his tape. I like his tape. Penny and Pollard got that breakaway speed. Yes, they do, but I wouldn't want Pollard to be your number one back. I think that Pollard is doing a phenomenal job. He's doing a phenomenal job because teams really have to worry about the power of Zeke on first and second downs, and then they can just kind of switch it up, put him in, and he can take over. When the defense is already a little worn down from Zeke, but I like Pollard. I think he's really good. Would I bring him in? No, because you got Kenyon Drake, and I know there's some question marks around Kenyon Drake because he had that injury, but I think he'll get back to it. I think he'll get right back to it. Personally, I do. I just want a running back with more speed. Tired of watching Josh get tripped up. Yeah, I mean, Josh is a good player. Josh is a good player. He is, but I don't know. I just don't think that he's earned enough to say that he's our running back of the future. I don't. I don't think so. I want Daniel Falele if all the DTs in the second round are gone. Ooh, I was really high on Daniel Falele. I really was, Buddha. I was. He's not bad. He's not. But what I will say about Buddha, or I mean about Falele, is he really, really, really gets beat bad with inside moves. Like he gets beat. And I understand this is only probably his third or fourth year playing football, but second round I think is a bit too high for him. I believe he's extremely raw at the position. I don't think that you take somebody with only 3 to 4 years of football experience in a second round. I would definitely look at him in the third if he's still there, but with Daniel Falele, he's a good player. He's huge. He's a big guy. He's 6'8", I think 350, 360 pounds. So if he latches onto you, he will handle his business. But the thing is with him is that with those shifty, with those finesse edge rushers, he has problems with. He does, and I understand. Is he better than Brandon Parker immediately? Probably, but Brandon Parker sucks. So I would just rather us go after maybe a free agent or Abraham Lucas. I really like Abraham Lucas, although he does seem maybe a little bit undersized at the position. Abraham Lucas probably a play guard in the NFL, in my opinion, because he is a little small. He is a little small. We all want to see 40 and 50-yard house runs sometimes. Yes, I agree, which it's not technically needed with our offense with Gruden, but when with now that we have McDaniels, you know, I mean, I'm seeing every running back in the league break away for one, except for Josh Jacobs. Every single time, every single year. Josh Jacobs is a 5 years pickup of the first down running back. We need Walter Payton running back that makes his own daylight. I'm not mad at that. I mean, I don't think Walter Payton's just come in the seventh round. You really gotta invest highly in it. But I agree. Let Jacobs play out his fourth year. If he has a stellar year, well, then you begin contract negotiations with him. But at this point, man, going forward with Jacobs, it's just about the price. It's honestly just about the price. How much does he think he needs or he's earned? Because man, that that man Jacobs, he's a good player when he's running in between the tackles, but when he tries to bounce it outside, it's just not it. It's just not it. There's not another Walter Payton. There you go. Joseph Soto says, "Was good, Andy? Was good with you, my guy." Still sick that Pollard took it 100 yards to the house against us. He did. Oh, on the return. That's true. Was he the one returning it? He was the run returning it. That's another thing, and Pollard can bring some depth in the return game as well. Walker the third from Michigan State is pretty close. Jacobs' hands are sketchy too. I agree with that, Catch Lord. I do agree with that. I agree with that. I do. His hands aren't the greatest. I just I'd give him $5 million a year, but I know that there's a team that's going to give him more. I know that there's a team that's going to give him 7. I'd give him 5 though. I'd give him $5 million a year if he wants to stay with us. I'd give him that. It's a $2 million pay increase from what he's getting off his rookie deal. I just don't think he'd take that. He says, I ain't trying to pay $10 million for a running back. Me neither. A running back that can't catch. A running back that does not have breakaway speed. A running back that's only an in-between the tackles runner. That's what he is. He can't catch. He can't bounce it outside. When he gets through to the third level, he gets hawked down. But he's a very, very good bruiser in between the tackles. A very, very good bruiser in between the tackles. Very, very good. And shout out to KG, man, with the super sticker. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, my boy. He can catch. That's a bullshit narrative. Really? Wow. Well, let's see. Because I highly doubt that he can catch. From what I've seen, I watched every single game. He did not have good hands. He did not have good. He did not have good hands. What makes you think that he does have hands, or that he can catch? And what makes you think that it's a bullshit narrative? Because I don't understand what's bullshit about that. He dropped multiple passes this year. He dropped multiple screen passes. When DC hit him in stride twice, both of them were for big gains, he dropped them. He can't catch. He can't. If you're asking him to catch the ball and be a pass catcher like Jalen Richard was for us in 2017, he would fail. He would fail. Josh Jacobs is not a good pass catcher. Now in this offense, you are going to need him to be able to catch the ball. This offense runs a lot of screens. It does run a lot of screens. Do you remember in 2017 when Jalen Richard led our team in receptions? 2017, he led our team in receptions as a running back. I'm not saying that Kenyon Drake is going to lead our team in receptions. I'm not saying that Josh Jacobs has to lead our team in receptions. But he's not a good pass catcher. He's not. What's good, G? First time on here. Appreciate you and welcome. Welcome, my guy, Eddie. Against the Bears, the rookie running back was killing us too. Another reason we took that L. It sucks. Damian Harris was taking them screens to the crib. Bro, this offense, I mean, it's not that it relies on the running backs, but it allows the running backs to make big plays. He had 54 receptions this year. That's good. But how many did he drop? What's his drop percentage? Or what's his catch percentage? Hold on. Aaron Jones from Green Bay got some good hands. Yeah, he's a good pass catcher. And do you think Drake comes back next year? Trying to find that? Oh. In this system, Josh Jacobs is expendable. The Patriots and Josh never have then one head. What? I know we were talking about the draft, but should the Raiders give up draft picks to get the starters like the Rams blueprint? The thing is that I I would entertain that, but at the same time, there's not a Jalen Ramsey on a team right now that is wanting to get away from his team, that we're willing that we're willing to give up picks for, right? Um, one of the reasons why they're in that position is because there was just a guy like Jalen Ramsey on the open market. You know, they were like, oh, we're open to trading him, and then, Von Miller comes around, things aren't working well in Denver. Oh, let's give a third round pick for him. I would do it. I would do it, but at the same time, I'm just I'm not for that. Josh has so he's dropped 10. So let me ask you this. When I'm talking about a pass catcher, I'm comparing them to a receiver. If a receiver has an 80% catch percentage, that's not good. That's not good. Now, that's what I'm saying. I'm not asking them to be a receiver, but I'm comparing them to a receiver in that aspect. He's not a good pass catcher. If you're dropping 10 passes in the season, that's almost a pass per game, right? At the end of the day, he missed 5 games. So he was just about dropping a pass per game. That's not what you want, because those passes were crucial. I wonder if Marcus Allen's working with Josh. The reason why he kept trying to bounce outside, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder, but Renfro has also what is that, 70-ish more, you know 70 more targets. That's assuming they were all drops. You're right. That is assuming they're all drops. Sean, but at the same time, if Hunter Renfro is getting 60 more targets, he's going to drop a couple more. I'm hoping we keep Ingold next year. He opens. This is the thing about Ingold, you guys, and I'm glad you brought this up, Boomer Raider. It would be extremely hard for the Raiders to move on from Ingold. And the reason why I say that is because when there's a difference between free agents. There's unrestricted free agents and there's restricted free agents. He's a restricted free agent. Alec Ingold is a restricted free agent because he was a UDFA signing. He was an undrafted free agent signing by the Raiders. Okay? Now, they when you're restricted, it's very hard for you to even negotiate with other teams. Very, very hard for you to negotiate with other teams. He's going to be back for at least this year. Now, if he doesn't want to be here, which I highly doubt, then it would be easier because then he would be an unrestricted free agent. But in terms of Alec Ingold, he'll be back for sure. On top of that, the thing is though, unless McDaniels expands and builds a little bit more onto his offense now that he has a fullback, because I don't really think they had a good fullback in New England. But now that he has a good fullback, I think that Alec Ingold is a top 3 fullback in the league. Okay. I feel like maybe he should implement a couple more plays with fullbacks because he didn't really have many in his offense. If he does, that's great. If he doesn't, I feel like Ingold would be used more on the line of scrimmage as a tight end, as a blocker, and maybe as a receiver a little bit. But we know Alec Ingold has that versatility. He can go out wide. He can run routes. He can do a lot of things. He's a Swiss Army knife on the offense. Zay's catch percentage is 67. That's tough. That's tough. You live in H-Town, no, bro. I live in Oakland. Honestly, I didn't even know that this was a Houston Astros hat until somebody pointed it out to me. I don't even know. I just bought it because I liked it. That drop up against the Bears hurt us. I can't lie. Yeah, I mean, look, I just said this, bro. Jacobs is a very, very, very good player in between the tackles. Outside of that, he doesn't have breakaway speed to bounce it outside. And when he is running in between the tackles, let me say this, man. We know his injury history is not the best. When he runs in between the tackles consistently, his injury percentage just fucking skyrockets. He gets hurt. He gets hurt. So it's really, really hard for me factoring all those things in, right? The injury history, the not great pass catcher, the no breakaway speed. It's hard for me to want the Raiders to pay that person, right? When you can possibly, people were mentioning Tony Pollard, he's on the market. There's a bunch of running backs, but at the same time, I don't even want us to look at free agents in the running back market unless they have history with McDaniels. But honestly, just go out, use, maybe trade back, gain a 6th-round pick, or just use that 7th-round pick, get the best running back on the board. Get the best running back on the board in the 7th round. Whether that's Batty, whether that's dude from Oklahoma, Kennedy Brooks, whoever, Pierre Strong, whoever it is, let them get, because the 7th-round pick, you remember our 7th-round pick from last year? Jimmy Morrissey, he ain't on this roster. So who knows? Abraham Smith, you know. I really like James Cook in the later rounds. Where's he from? Where's he from, Ed? Where's he from? He ran violent his rookie year. I think he's had to dance to avoid contact a little bit so he stays more healthy. I think so too, Sean. But that's not his game. That's not his game. So if you're going to try and do something to avoid injury, I don't know, because you can't tell him to add more weight because then he's just going to get slower. But at the end of the day, man, that injury bug is hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with. Georgia, that's Dalvin Cook's brother? Oh, snap. NFL is a passing lead. We need to get a new mid-rounder every couple of years, not the first round. I agree. I wouldn't go running back mid-round though. He's the Georgia running back. That's Dalvin Cook's younger brother. Go check him out. Hey man, Dalvin Cook. We know how good of a player he is, so I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind bro in at all. We know how good Dalvin Cook is. Hold on, what's his name? His name is. Hold on. His name was Abram Smith, Georgia. Hold on. James Cook. All right, let's see. James Cook. Normally, brothers go crazy in the league. Yeah, they do. They do. Georgia, huh? I'm gonna have to write that down in the notes. Take a look after. But do you think that James Cook will be there in the 7th? I don't think he'd be there in the 7th. If he's that good, I don't think he'd be there in the 7th. I don't think so. I like James. Change the pace back. He's very explosive. Okay. Henry, Taylor, Chubb in that order. He's going in the 4th. Ooh. He's there in all the mock drafts I've done. Yeah, but the mock drafts are tough, man. It's like these mock drafts got, I don't know. These mock drafts got guys like Christian Watson going in the 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round. It's very hard to predict with these mock drafts, right? Like, when was the last time the Mel Kipers of the world just got the top 5 picks in order? Exactly in order. It's hard. Outside of the top 2, usually outside of the top 2, the rest they're not locked. Like the top 2 picks are usually locked. But outside of that, man, it's tough. Am I familiar with Jerrion Ealy out of Ole Miss? I haven't. I'm not familiar. The Unfiltered says never. Shout out to my guy, man. We gotta do something, man. We gotta do something together. Hold on. Let me see, man. can't catch though, Andy. I feel like y'all are overrating him. He's a freak for sure, but what's the point if you can't track the ball? Listen, I was kind of asking them. I was asking Graf and my guy wasted that same question because I was kind of feeling the same way, Garrett. But they were able to persuade me a little bit. But Christian Watson, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what his. I wouldn't say it's a problem because I don't think he has a problem of dropping the ball. But I was looking at that too. His hands definitely aren't on the same level as the guy David Bell from Purdue or what's the other dude? He has crazy hands. Oh, Ohio State. The two Ohio State receivers. He could be transitioning into a good backup slot. Oh, who? Watson? Hell no. Watson is an outside receiver. There's no way. There's no way. Garrett and Olave, there you go. But Christian Watson, maybe Graf and Wasted were just trying to play because kind of the same thing about him. His hands weren't as sure as the other guys, but I'm probably wrong. Shout out to my guy Graf in the chat too. Garrett and Olave. David Bell is nice. He's not a natural hand catcher. Look, I don't want nobody that I don't want nobody that body catches. I can't stand body catchers. I can't stand that, man. I cannot. It pisses me off. It really does. To see, dude, dude, to see pro athletes catching it with their body, it makes me cringe. It makes me cringe. Fuck Ohio State. Stay away from them. They ain't good for us. Mechie, I'm definitely down for a Mechie. It just depends on where you get them and what's the value at your pick. I'm definitely down for Mechie. Wandale Robinson is somebody that, the more I think about Wandale Robinson, the more I think that we actually might grab him. I actually think we actually might get Wandale Robinson. And I know you guys may think I'm crazy because he works primarily out the slot. He's only 5'11". We already got Hunter Renfro. But I mean, if you plug in a Wandale Robinson into a Josh McDaniels scheme, it fits perfectly. It fits perfectly. So, I mean, I could be wrong on that. I honestly could be wrong on that. But when you watch his film, man, first of all, he's a one cut guy and he's gone. And he's gone. But man, that man literally would fit perfect in this scheme. He would fit perfect. Even a guy like Jamo, and shout out to AD. He mentioned it before, man, and I brought it up to Graf on his live. I mean, you're coming from a pro scheme in Alabama, ran by former Patriots offensive coordinator, former Texans head coach. I mean, Jameson Williams and Mechie would be like they'd be plug and play guys. They'd be plug and play. They'd be plug and play. They would. My guy Phil, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Andy, it's finally,
Hey man,
we've been playing
thanks for
show tag
thanks
for a
for
minute now. It's
being
good to finally get up with you.
exactly, but came in and hit the ground running. Hold on. Say something real quick.
Yeah.
Let's
Can you
see.
hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing,
Okay.
man?
Man, I'm living the dream one day at a time. I'm glad we finally stopped playing show tag and got to finally link up and do this.
Yeah, man, it was kind of last minute. I appreciate you pulling up, but yeah, I really did this. I'm not sure if you were able to catch the beginning of this when I was talking about Smoke Monday and Verone McKinley, but I do feel like now in this scheme we do need a guy opposite of Trayvon Merritt. We need somebody that can pair up with him and split the field when we're in cover two, when we're in the quarters defense, possibly in the cover six. I like Smoke Monday as maybe a fourth round guy. I really like Verone McKinley. I really like Verone McKinley. Is there somebody in this draft, maybe third round and later, that you feel like the Raiders should really target in this draft? Any position. Any position.
Any position in the third round. In the third
Third to
round, I
fourth.
like third. I would say you'd have to. You'd have to. I would like to know where you get what when you address the line positions. A defensive line needs to be addressed in one of the first three rounds.
Yes.
Absolutely does.
Yeah.
You're going to need a DB, like you said. Now, you suggested a couple rookies, which you definitely can do. Don't have a problem going in that direction. But to that, the question I'd ask you: why not Tyree Gillespie?
Listen, we were talking about that on the other show with Wasted and Graf, bro. It's like, look, I love Gillespie. I wanted us to draft him badly, but
Mm-hmm.
they brought up a good point. When you're working with Ron Miles, one of the most respected defensive backs coach in the league, and he doesn't put you on the field, he doesn't give you a shot. When he gave Nixon, when he gave Faison, when he gave Trufant, when he gave all these guys a shot, and he doesn't give you a shot, I'm starting to look at the fact, well, maybe he just doesn't got it, you know? And I really wanted us to draft him. He was one of my favorite guys in this last draft. But I did have to look at it that way. And you know, there's a lot of guys in free agency. There's a ton of guys in free agency that you can look after, right? Marcus May, Marcus Williams, Justin Reed. Like, bro, the safety options in free agency is endless. And the safety options in the draft isn't. The safety options are very thin. They're very, very thin. Um, but I don't know. The reason why I was looking at safety is because I honestly feel like he may not get that shot with the Raiders.
He might not. It's a different defense, so it's hard to say. That's one of the
Mm-hmm,
things that I always warn about whenever you see a regime change is that
mm-hmm,
everybody gets a fair shot. So
mm-hmm,
whatever's previous regime, the opinion they had of you it isn't the same that the new regime will have. Because you brought
mm-hmm.
up Keyshawn Nixon. I was ready to run Keyshawn Nixon out of town under before Bradley showed up.
Yep,
And Bradley got him out there. The only reason why he wasn't a starter on this team was because Nate Hobbs was better.
yep. Mm-hmm.
So you could there it's you could go in either direction with that. I'm in no way am I going to say that I'm opposed to drafting a guy that you think could be better, but I think that they need to get a safety that's capable of manning up a tight end and
I
manning
agree. I agree. Regardless of free agency or draft, I agree. You got to
up.
find somebody. I like Marcus May. I felt like Marcus May, although Darren Waller had 200 yards against the Jets, I like Marcus May. I feel like he did a pretty decent job on Darren Waller when we did play New York.
Hmm.
Um, I like Verone McKinley. He's a little bit small. He's 5'11", but I feel like at the end of the day, he's pretty goddamn good, man. I think he had 6 takeaways this year, 6 takeaways the year before. And then you look at Smoke Monday. The reason why I looked at Smoke Monday is because he's 6'3". He
Yeah,
can play the tight end.
yeah.
He has good ball skills, but he
Hmm.
doesn't have the range. He doesn't have the range of Verone McKinley. He doesn't have the way to move, to track the ball as Verone McKinley. Verone McKinley is more of a playmaker, but if you want a guy that can come down in the box, shadow a tight end, then go immediately play safety again, then go out and get Marcus May. Because I feel like Marcus May can do that.
Right,
But if you want a younger guy, you can give a shot to either one of those guys, whether it's Verone McKinley in the third round, or you could take a shot on Smoke Monday. You can. And shout out to EC after X had put me on to Nick Cross. I turned on Nick Cross's film and he's good. He is. I like Nick Cross out of Maryland, but when I'm trying to look at and compare them to Monday and Verone McKinley, they just look a little bit better. They just look a little bit better. And shout out to Farrell, man. He says to salute to Andy and Phil. My
yes,
God, I
sir.
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, Farrell, good dude. I had him on a couple times.
McKinley's a turnover machine. Yeah, 12 turnovers in the last 2 years, 5 interceptions, a forced fumble, two pick sixes last year. The year before that, he had another six six turnovers. I think it was five, or I think it was all interceptions. Like he's good. He's good.
No, I get it, and the thing about it was that it kind of that 5'11" kind of scared me away. But
Well,
six
it's like
turnovers a year is you can't replace that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That
So
is,
I think it was like 5'11" and 3/4 in pads, in cleats. He's standing at like 6 foot. But
uh,
but yeah, I mean Verone McKinley, I like him. I also like Smoke Monday. 6'3". It's it's hard to find a 6'3"
yes,
free safety.
yes,
It's not easy to find one of those, right? And then when you
right.
get one that has, I think, eight or was it six? I think I just looked at. I think it was seven interceptions in his career with Auburn. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, there's less games in college football. That's why I really value Verone McKinley's play, because there's less games in college football, but he has 12 turnovers himself the last 2 years.
Right.
You know,
I
um,
like it. I like it. No, I was just who do you? So I'll flip it. I'll flip it out here, and I know that this actually, you know what, this your show. I'm not even gonna do that. So
no, do it, do it. Let's do it.
no. I was gonna say. So what? At what round do you like? Do you think you can start to take a look at a guy like Spencer Riddler?
Ah, I'm not.
You
You're
said
talking.
round three, and that was about where I had him.
Yeah, I mean, this is my thing.
Or did.
In the first 3 rounds, I'm really just looking at three positions:
Mm-hmm.
safety slash corner.
Right.
So I'm gonna put that as one. So defensive back,
Right.
DB, defensive tackle, and wide receiver. That's what I'm looking at first 3 rounds. If not, if there's no, if Verone McKinley's not on the board, none of the corners are on the board, I'm immediately seeing if Brian Asamoah is available. Immediately. He's a very good linebacker. I love him, and I love Chad Muma. Those two right there, incredible players. Incredible players. I think that it's gonna be tough for Muma and Asamoah. I feel like one of them is gonna go ahead of the other based on what scouting department and what franchise values the other person's skill set more. I think Muma may be more pro ready, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that Asamoah is just everything. He's everything. And if you put him with the right linebackers coach, you put him in the right scheme, he'd be insane. Like he'd be a pro bowler. Maybe not year one, but give him a year and I think he'd do it. But Riddler, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I just find more value in some other positions, some other players.
No, that makes sense. I can agree with that. I was actually going to ask, what are your thoughts on Kobe Bryant?
That's another tough one, right? Because he's opposite side of probably the top defensive back in this draft, opposed
Mm-hmm.
from Kyle Hamilton, of course.
Right.
But Kobe Bryant, I mean, this is what I want to do. I want us to trade back, and in us trading back, I want us to gain another second or another third. So if you had
Mm-hmm.
2 seconds or 2 thirds, I would not mind getting another, maybe getting a Kobe Bryant. But at the same time, it's tough. It's really hard to judge him. Kind of like how I feel with Darius Williams from the Rams. You got the best cornerback literally following the best wide receiver every single game. So you're going to be on the number two. Now in college, if I want to draft somebody in the top 3 rounds on the cornerback position, is because I want him to be on the college receiver, their number one guy.
Right.
Because it's very rare that a number two wide receiver in college, unless it's Alabama, Clemson, or those top teams, it's hard for them to come into the league and produce like they did in college because they're not going up against the top dog. But Kobe Bryant is solid. I like him. Third round, I mean, if he's there, I wouldn't mind it. You know, that's when I say I wouldn't mind it, it's because it's not my first choice. But at the end of the day, if we did it, like I said, I wouldn't mind it.
It'd be a solid move, and
Yeah,
it'd be like, all
I
right,
wouldn't
bet I
argue. I
can get
wouldn't
with it.
argue with the pick.
Right. No, I got you. Then the other one that I was looking at for third round, the third round still might be kind of early for this dude, but Beavers, the linebacker from Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah. There's a couple linebackers that I really like, man. There's Beavers. We're saying what, round 4?
Yeah, I was gonna say 3, 4, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like maybe just wait another round and use one of those back-to-back picks on the USC man. Reach a little bit because you don't have a 6 if you don't trade back. Reach a little bit on the USC man, Kanai Mauga or whatever you say his name. He's kind of a do-it-all guy. I wouldn't be mad, but at the same time, I like him though. I like Beavers. He can play. He can play for sure. Another one that I feel like, well, go ahead. If you do it, I'm not mad at it. I'm not because he's a player. I would be mad though if we went out and we were in the second round, still no receivers, and we went out and we selected Justin Ross. I would be mad because you're not gonna sit here and tell me that Justin Ross is better than Wandale Robinson, Jalen Tolbert. You're not gonna say that. Like I wouldn't agree with that.
Right.
So I would be mad at something like that. But all these guys that you're naming, I would be fine. I'd be fine with those picks. I wouldn't argue with those picks. But but round 1, definitely feel like we should find a team that's eager to pounce on a player and try and move back. Gain another third, gain another second. That's what I feel like we need to do. Even if that means trading just outside the first round, I would still do it. I would trade with Detroit. I would let Detroit take our 22nd pick if we took their 34 overall pick and their third round pick. I would do that. I would do it. Because it's just outside the first round. You still got most of the top 50 guys on the board. And I mean, you gain another third, but it's just a matter of does Detroit, help us out? Because I feel like that'd be Detroit helping us out in that position. Or
Yeah.
maybe shit, call up Cincinnati. Cincinnati, I mean, they just went to the Super Bowl, but what if there's an offensive lineman that they really feel like they need that's on the board? Hey, Cincinnati, you need some O-line help. Let's trade back. I really feel like trading back within the first round or just outside of it is what we should do. And shout out to ONT. He asked, "What do you think about Kobe Bryant? He's the GOAT." I know you were talking about the football player, not the basketball player. Yeah, shout out to you,
Yeah.
ONT6, my guy. He says, "Can we get your sleepers at quarterback, linebacker, and corner?" I mean, quarterback. I haven't looked at the position. You probably have. At the position too
Carson,
much.
I would say Carson Strong. Carson Strong would definitely be one. Graham Howell or Sam Howell, excuse me, the QB
Somehow.
from North Carolina,
Uh-huh.
and I don't quite think that Ritter's a sleeper, but I
He's
think
not.
that he's gonna fit in the middle somewhere. But he's got a lot of potential,
Yep.
especially as a system quarterback. So that would be where I'd go with that. In terms of linebacker, it's really what do you like? Somebody mentioned Damone Clark. I know there was another LSU linebacker that I liked as well. I think actually it was Clark. We mentioned Beavers. There's N'Kobe Dean. There's all kinds of guys that you can take a look at. So it really depends on what it is that you want. You want a speed rusher. You want a combo coverage. You want a blitzer. You want a hitter, a thumper. It
And
depends on what you like.
and with all those aspects that you just said in the linebacker, I see all of that in Brian Asamoah. That's
Right.
why I like him so much.
There's your
And that's
sleeper.
why that's why I honestly am like bamboozled on why he's not talked about in the first 2 rounds. He'll probably go in the first 2 once we get closer to draft day. But when you literally turn on this guy's film, he can go chase down a crossing route. He can cover a tight end. He can blitz his fucking ass off. When he tackles you hard. You don't gain one extra inch. When he's chasing you down, he's chasing you down to tackle you, but punch the ball out at the same time. That's what you want in a linebacker. You want
Oh
all
man,
those things.
that's good.
I like Asamoah big time, man. And if there has to be someone, probably my favorite draft prospect outside of obviously the top guys, it's Brian Asamoah. Everett says Muma over Asamoah. Here's the thing, Everett. As much as I talk greatly about Asamoah, I agree with you. But the reason why I like Asamoah more is because of the value of where he's gonna go, of where he's gonna land. I think Asamoah get drafted after Muma because Muma's more pro ready. Like I see a lot of people sending Muma to Seattle. He'd be perfect in Seattle. You put Muma and pair him up with Bobby Wagner, it's fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous. It's amazing. They need another linebacker. But I agree with everybody in here saying Muma over Asamoah. I agree. But there's more value in getting Asamoah. But there's another thing. I feel like Muma could sneak into the first round. And honestly, I feel like we could be a team to do it. I feel like we could be the team to do it. Because look, you gotta get somebody to replace Denzel Perryman. He's here for one more year. That's it. This is last year. This is Nick Wachowski's last year. Before he'll probably get cut.
he
This is
probably get
Corey
cut.
Littleton. This is Corey Littleton's last year. He'll probably get cut. Like Nicholas Morrow, he didn't play. He's a free agent. Like we need a linebacker. Now if Devin Lloyd is for whatever reason sitting there at pick 22, well, I'm turning my card in.
Yeah, I think that
Devin
goes
Lloyd,
without saying.
Devin Lloyd, in my opinion, is better than the Kobe Dean. I like I
Yeah,
like I like him better. He doesn't have three top 50 guys on his defensive line right in front of him. Trade up for Sauce. Oof, I'm not giving. Nah, man. I think that's locked to Philly.
nah,
If we traded down to pick 30, I take Muma. Yeah, I think trading down to pick 30 is. Ooh, that's letting Kansas City. Well, that'd be trading with KC. I'm
nope,
not trading with
that's
KC.
negative.
I'm not trading with KC, man. I'm not giving Kansas City a shot at the top five receivers
Nah,
at all. But I would. I mean, it depends on what they'd give us. If Kansas City gave us pick 30 and pick 62, I'd trade with them. Andy, do you think Asamoah can cover though? I do. I do. I caught your mock, and I really like Smoke Monday. That guy's a Raider. Yeah, he's. This is the thing though. I, I watched Smoke Monday's film, and I'm like, okay, well, why isn't he talked about in the second or third round? And they're saying, well, he gets ejected for targeting a lot. So if he's a dirty player, we saw this. This is why I was so pissed at Alex Leatherwood. You cannot put somebody in the silver and black that
nope.
has a history with being penalized. You can't do that.
Do it.
It's going to
There's
get magnified.
quickly.
You put on those colors, the freaking refs are staring at you every play. He was the
Yep.
most penalized offensive lineman in college. He also won the. I understand he won. He has good accolades. I get that, but it's just gonna get magnified. You can't do that. And also in the first round, oh my god, I was just so scared that we were gonna miss out on Jock and Trayvon Merrick. I was just,
Yeah.
dude,
Oh, I was so hot about that, Andy. I was looking at that like, yo, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like,
dude, Jock essentially was my Jock was who I wanted the Raiders to draft. I liked
mhm.
him over Merrick. I liked him over Merrick, but yeah, he's in Cleveland, balling out in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It is what it is. What's new, right? we pass on a player, they go ball out somewhere else.
It's not like we got like Morik had a bad year. I
Oh,
mean,
not at
I'm,
all.
I'm quite pleased with what they got out of Morik. That's why when you talk about getting another free safety, it's like I really think that you have one in Moerig. I just think you
You
need
do.
another. I think you need a bigger, you need a box safety or a strong safety in the
You need
traditional
a guy
safety
to
position.
complement Merrick. You don't need a guy that's going to replace him. Like you just need a guy that's going to complement Merrick, right? Like you need somebody that's
No,
going
I
to
meant a
allow
replacement for Abram.
Abram. Abram's not playing strong safety, bro.
He's not playing free.
Yeah, he's playing linebacker,
Uh, they're gonna move him to linebacker. He,
bro.
he's,
That's
he's only
there was already
205
reports.
pounds, bro. He's too light. That's
That,
205.
yeah, there was already reports still saying that his this season he's gonna end up probably taking 60 to 70% snaps at the linebacker position.
From in sub packages, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't look. Jabril Peppers is only 215, and he played primarily linebacker for New York.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't 10 pounds. It's a lot to put on in the off season. It is. We're talking about naturally. It's a lot to put on in the off season.
Right.
But I think it can be done. I mean, we saw Arnett and Ruggs do it. We saw them put on weight, but
Right.
um, but I think that Abram. I don't know, man. I know a lot of people HD8 shots my way, but this is my thing. I I honestly felt like it was a necessity for me to make that film session breakdown on Jonathan Abram live because I honestly feel like if you put him at linebacker, just watch the game. Watch every single defensive snap on Cleveland before he got hurt. Not one time when he was in the box did it look unnatural for him. That's
Right.
where he needs to be.
No.
That's where he needs to
Yeah.
be. The
Uh,
time that he was third, I think he was 22 yards downfield trying to guard David Njoku. There was about 3 yards of separation. He should not be doing that. He
no.
should not be doing that. But you stick his ass in the box and you make him stay there, he's going to have a
Mm-hmm.
hell of a game.
Yeah.
He's going to have a hell of a game. And if you guys haven't watched that already, man, please go check that out because I didn't skip one defensive play. One. I did not skip one. We watched every single one. And you guys can judge and tell me if I'm crazy or if Abram can play linebacker in this new scheme. He can. He can. But if you're trying to tell me I'm done with the days of him playing strong, get that out of everybody's minds. He's not doing that at all.
Mm-hmm.
His past 12 yards,
Nope.
Abram is no. He's a no
No.
go.
No. I do not. I do not want him taking one step backwards. That, like you said, at the linebacker position, he should only move laterally. I
Mm-hmm,
do not want him taking one step backwards unless it's falling into a zone, and it'd be a hook or a flat, like
mm-hmm.
a
A hook
curl.
a curl
Excuse
or
me,
a flat,
hook
bro.
or a curl or a flat. I do not want him like Wasted said earlier. I saw you. If his first step ain't forward, you're in big trouble.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Peppers can cover though. He can.
He
Peppers
can.
sure can. He sure can. But at the end of the day, Peppers deserves himself a contract.
Yeah.
And if we could put a band-aid over this position for a year and allow Abram to do this, finish up his contract with us, and then we move on, and then we could potentially get something better than Peppers. Or if you draft a Brian Asamoah, who I think is the same thing with that's younger, more talent. I mean, that would be my
More
player comp.
durable, yeah. More, you need a guy who's more durable because Abrams can't finish the season.
Yeah, yeah. And shout out to Pacey, man. He says, I don't care how we get a receiver, but I just need to see Carr with someone with as much talent as Coop in a Raider uni again. Just just way more dog than Coop. We didn't have it long enough. I agree. I agree. Um it's hard to judge. I mean, if we're going off talent, yeah, I mean Ruggs had the same talent, but the thing is though, Coop didn't want to fucking be here. His attitude was horrible. We need a
Horrible.
guy. Look, this is why Zay Jones stepped up in the second half of the season. He's not a
Hmm.
good football player. But he fucking wanted to be here. He wanted to play for Derek Carr. He put every single snap, he put every single sprint into getting better. He's not a great player, but he literally tried to do every single thing right.
Yep.
And guess what? It put himself in a better position. He started catching more balls. He started making a couple more plays.
Mm-hmm.
We just need a person. You're right. If A Rob comes in here and has the mentality of a fucking Zay Jones, well, there you go. Your problem is solved. Your problem is solved. I think A Rob should be a fucking Raider. Personally, I like that.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but my issue with that is that you drafted Brian Edwards and you need to get something out of him. I think
You're not
that
going to get anything out of Brian Edwards
uh,
until you're inside the 20-yard line.
they need to actually use him inside the 20-yard line. That would be if all he is a red zone threat, then so be it. He's big enough to be one. Hands are strong enough. Well, they need red zone threats. I
Look,
look at some of what they have moving forward, and they're definitely going to add moving forward. But with you got Darren Waller, Foster Moreau, Brian Edwards at 6'6", 6'4", 6'3".
mm-hmm.
Why aren't we pinching down splits and instead of running flats, why aren't we running corners
And then
and
and then
throwing
you just
pylon?
named all those frames. Imagine adding Christian Watson 6'5".
Oh, Christian Watson is a beast. Me and Jones covered his brother when his brother was a linebacker in Maryland, and honestly, I really thought that his brother should have got a shot to come out and play because he could cover tight ends, he could hit, he could do it all, but
Mm-hmm.
he kind of got washed in the fold. But
Yeah.
Christian Watson has got speed, he's got hands. He played with Trey Watson. I like that kid a lot.
Look, there's no doubt when it's hard because it's like, man, the way that the NFL it is and with fans, it's like they don't produce, write them off. They don't do this, write them off. And it's hard to be it. I understand why people are like that because you see fucking Joe Burrow and the Bengals after going less than 6 wins, they're in the Super Bowl the next year. So
Right.
I understand it's hard to be patient. But the proof is there, man. Brian Edwards, when he was utilized inside that 25-yard line, man, and I'm talking about utilized, like actually targeted, actually
Mhm.
allowed to shine, he shined. But we're talking about making him run a fucking 30-yard cross route.
Not him.
That's not him.
That's
It's
not
not
him.
him. So this is my biggest thing about John Gruden and his offense. He did not understand how to play to his players' strengths.
No.
Play to his offense strengths, not to his players' strengths. My guy.
What's up, Andy? What's going on, Phil?
What's going on?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Living a dream one day at a time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Same, man.
Hey,
Yo, man,
we,
y'all got cooking on this linebacker thing, man. I was trying to stay off the air. You know what I mean? My wife is mad at me. I said I
Uh-huh.
gotta come down here. I say, yo, I love talking about linebackers, man.
bro, it's one of the best positions in
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, man.
And for this particular team has been underrepresented and underaddressed. And I'm just hoping that finally this will be the year that we get somebody will come and get us a brand new toy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Look,
From your lips to God's ears, man.
bro, Asamoah, we've been eye to eye on him since day one.
Yeah.
Would you say though that Muma is more pro ready?
Yeah, I mean, I think Muma's definitely more pro ready, but I
Yeah.
think that the floor is a lot higher with Muma, but the ceiling is a lot lower.
With and it's higher with
Yeah,
Asamoah.
with Asamoah, and I feel like I have full confidence that this coaching staff can bring out, the best version of Asamoah because they're great coaches. You know what I mean? We got like an all-star coaching cast, man. The guys that are
That's
teachers, and,
ridiculous.
and and then you got guys like Antonio Pierce who played at a high level in the National Football League and was just down at the college level. So I have
Mm-hmm.
a lot. I like guys that come from the college level that are positional coaches because they're used to teaching. They
Mm-hmm.
have a lot
Right.
of patience and bandwidth for younger players. So
Yeah.
I think we would have I would take an Asamoah, man, because I think Chad Mooma is going to be one of those guys who are just in the league for years and years and years, bounces around the league, be with a team for 3-4 years. I don't think Chad Muma is going to be like some star linebacker. Chad Muma reminds me of like Chad Greenway, even though Chad Greenway was a really, really good linebacker. For Minnesota for years and years and years. The way the game has progressed, you got to be able to cover a little better than that. And I don't see Muma being good in coverage.
I feel like your knock on him is a little too harsh though, bro, because of him coming out of Wyoming.
No, it's not that, Andy. It's more so his skill set. I don't see the flexibility. You know what I mean? Like he's a old school lunch pail linebacker. Like if Chad Muma was
He
coming
got better
out,
ball skills than Asamoah though.
yeah, he does. He definitely does. But the thing is like coming downhill, he's a great linebacker. I don't think he's as strong as Asamoah. I just don't think that if he has to drop in coverage like some of these teams are demanding, I think he's going to get in trouble there. He's an old school 90s style linebacker. Like if Chad Muma was coming out in 1995 and going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers,
oh, he'd be boss hogging it.
Yeah, he'd be a Pro Bowler, perennial, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't see the superior athletic traits that's going to take for him to play at the level that he's going to be asked to in certain schemes.
This is my thing with Asamoah, Muma, even we were just talking about Jonathan Abram. It's tough, man. It's no doubt in my mind Asamoah is clearly more versatile than probably. I wouldn't say he's the most versatile linebacker in the draft because I really like Devin Lloyd, but
Kobe Dean too is very versatile as well.
But there isn't honestly, there's not one thing that Asamoah can't do. Like, that's just how I feel. Abram, he has his knocks. The motherfucker can't go past 12 yards. Muma, he has his knocks. He can't really go past 15. It's tough. You look at Asamoah, you put him with the right coach, you put him with a mastermind with Patrick Graham. I mean, it can be one scary fucking day for Mahomes if you're telling me that Asamoah is blitzing his ass every other play, spying his ass, going chasing down Clyde Edwards-Helaire out the flats, bro. I think it's endless. I agree. His ceiling is much higher than Muma, but his floor he could be trash in this league though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's I just feel like you got to take a swing at linebacker, and you got to do it in a round that's like in the second or the third, so it doesn't sting as much. Because I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
What Andy Reid does is he picks on our linebackers.
Yes,
he picks on our linebackers all the time with Travis Kelce, and you have to have somebody physically able to match that. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm looking at. I know a lot of people are like, well, Muma's, this and that. Muma's a linebacker. He's a linebacker by trade, but let's never get him confused for the kind of guy that can drop and run around. And it's not too many people on the planet who can drop and cover Travis Kelce. Let's just be for real here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
but you gotta try.
So real quick to tag on this Muma. So I hadn't heard too much about Muma, and I'm sitting here while you've been talking. I'm sitting here watching his highlights. I have yet to see. Hold on, I'm 3 minutes and 30 seconds into this mug, and I have yet to see him take one step backwards.
Phil, that's what I was saying. He's an old school lunch pail linebacker that goes forward. You know what I mean? And that's the problem.
It's cool. It's cool if they scheme it into the defense. If they scheme it in the defense, he'll be fine. But if he's forced to do anything other than come into the flat, you might have a problem.
Look, man, and I like that Everett mentioned this, bro. Logan Wilson came out the same fucking school. They were saying the same shit, bro. He can't cover, or it's not that he can't cover, but he's not necessarily your prototypical coverage linebacker. This dude was playing out of his goddamn mind all the whole season, the playoffs. He led his team in interceptions, and honestly, that coverage he had on Cooper Kupp before they threw up that stupid ass flag, it was flawless coverage,
bro.
Yes, it was.
But
you know what that was? That was a makeup call.
Yes,
that was a makeup call from that face mask. They were trying to retroactively.
So look, I'm not gonna say that Muma can't cover. What I will say is that Muma he had over 62 more tackles than Asamoah this season. Asamoah had 80. Muma had 165 or something like that. He's a tackling machine.
Yeah, he
And
is.
and here's my thing. I like them both. Muma's more pro ready. You put Asamoah in the right spot, Asamoah could be a Pro Bowler. So can Muma. If Muma goes to Cincinnati,
Muma will be a Pro Bowler.
yeah, Muma will be a Pro Bowler.
I firmly believe that. I don't think that he's going anywhere like Cincinnati because he's going to be a first round pick. But I could see Chad Muma going somewhere like the New York Giants because they need help at linebacker bad, and they
You
have
know
two
why I said
picks.
Cincinnati? It's because it's just inside the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I forgot they went to the Super Bowl. Yo, bro, it's crazy to me to say Cincinnati Bengals and Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I watched the Super Bowl and everything. It's just you just forget. You always think that they're
It's
going to be
just inside
picking.
the first round. I think he can go there.
You always think they're going to be picking at the top of the draft, man. For
Yeah.
years, man. It's crazy, man. But nah, yeah, you're right about that, bro. That's they'd be at 31, right? So
Yeah. So it's like you pair him up with his teammate that he played with in Wyoming, Logan Wilson. That'd be fucking ridiculous.
That
they
could be
got to take a
badass.
swing at getting some lineman help,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they have that.
They got
See,
cap
that
space. They got plenty of cap money. So
this is why I was fucking saying trade with Cincinnati. If there is an offensive lineman that you feel that Cincinnati won't pass on, call up Cincinnati, give them pick 22, get their third, or if they're willing, get their second round pick, and move back 9 spots.
Bro, Mike Brown is this most stubborn owner in the league, bro. That guy and Mike Brown is he still handling their drafts like he used to?
Mike Brown single-handedly saw his fucking team lose the Super Bowl because his offensive lineman couldn't hold one more second because Jamar Chase was fucking
He
wide
dirt
open.
napped. He dirt napped your boy. Your
Yeah,
boy was on his face. Your boy
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey was on his face, man.
So
Being disrespected all game long. I love
regardless
Loved
of
every minute, right?
every second of it.
regardless
Oh,
of
man.
stubborn, he has to understand that boy Joe Burrow needs. Hey, he needs some help up front. He almost blew out his other knee that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
know.
So
At first I thought it was his ankle. Andy saw it from because we were like in the chat talking about it. I thought it was his ankle because I saw his ankle buckle. I didn't know it was his knee until they did the slow-mo.
If you're about to fucking RG3 this man and blow out both of his knees, like bro, you gotta help him. You gotta help him. So that's what I'm saying. Cincinnati, Detroit. Detroit is another team. I would trade just outside the first round with Detroit. I was just saying this to Phil. Detroit got pick 32 and 34. Give me fucking 34 in a second or a third round pick. I'm good with that. I'm fine with that.
Would you take a player on too for that first round pick? Because
No.
you probably would be able to get a player too if you needed it.
Who the fuck do you want from Detroit?
See if you could offload somebody onto it.
Yeah, like just like swap and get rid of like Yannick or something like that, or
Nah. Get rid of like Nassib. Get his contract.
yeah,
out.
like you know what I mean, like just somebody to get them to get that cap number down.
I mean, I guess, but I'm just talking about picks for picks. You feel me? But yeah, if you can offload somebody in that, do it. Like, do it because we got some trash contracts on this team. Send Littleton out there for all I care.
Hey, Mike Mayock did us no favors.
Yeah.
He is the Grim Reaper of dead space on the cap.
So yeah, he said I agree. He said I take 34 and 66 for 22 if Burks and Dean is gone. Okay, hold on. You said you love this linebacker position. Is Devin Lloyd better than Kobe Dean?
See, look,
I'm gonna say plain and simple, YES. Yes,
bro.
But
this is the thing. This is the thing. The problem with Kobe Dean's tape is that it's very, very deceiving. On tape, Kobe Dean flashes, but the thing is he had such a dominant line in front of him. He really didn't have to take on any blocks and stuff like that. He just was running free and just he's like a tackling machine because he's just running free. it's almost like he's playing flag football. He doesn't get touched a lot.
Yes.
Devin Lloyd is a better player because of the physicality in his game. I don't see that physicality at Nakobe Dean's game. But is Nakobe Dean does he have more God-given ability? I would probably say yeah. You know what I mean? So it's all what you value. You know what I mean? But as far as a skill set and game tape, I gotta say Devin Lloyd's a better player.
I agree. I agree.
Phil, what you think, man?
I'm watching Devin Lloyd right now all over again.
It's hard, right? With all these players.
But now Utah's no slouch either. Utah got a defense, but they didn't have the defense that Georgia had, and that's one of those things.
Defense is fucking getting drafted, bro.
But you talking about a defensive line. If we go defensive line for defensive line, Utah's defensive line don't compete with Georgia's.
Not even a little bit.
They just can't. They just can't. And I like Utah's defensive line. I like what they do with their line out there, but it's not in the same category as Georgia. So if you put Lloyd behind that Georgia defensive line, how much better does he look? How much better can he be?
Yeah. Like I think he sets records because he's such a physical linebacker.
And Georgia has undersized linebackers. They're faster, and like to what Wasted said, they got more athletic ability, but the physicality, good Lord.
Is Brandon Smith better than Quay Walker? Because I feel like we also
Andy,
have
that's not fair, bro. You pick these people that are so closely matched, bro. It's there's not a right answer.
Because look, they got Darion Kendrick, they got Devontae Wyatt, they got Jordan Davis, they got Quay Walker. These are all guys that can go top 50, right? And then you also got Nakobe Dean his damn self. So if you're looking on a defense that has 5 guys, 6 guys, they can go top 50, and then we're comparing it to a guy that's the only person in his team that's going to go in the first 2 rounds. I feel like that's one of the arguments why I give the edge to Devin Lloyd. I also just like Devin Lloyd's tape better. Someone asked me, is there a Michael Parsons in this draft? No, but if you want to look at someone close to him, it's Devin Lloyd. But shout out to Everett.
Walker, Wyatt, and Dean, though, dude. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Clemson with the kid that Isaiah Simmons, the kid who went to Arizona. You remember how he flashed in college, and everybody said about how great of an athlete he is, how fast he is. He could play free safety, and then in the National Football League, he's playing well. But you would have thought he would have had the Micah Parsons kind of a impact on that team. I know you didn't because this is the same thing. He's athletic, but he was in front of guys that a whole bunch of first round picks.
If he was on the Las Vegas Raiders, he would have that effect. Let me tell you, the Cardinals, when they drafted him, they drafted because he was the best player available. The next year, they literally drafted another person at his exact same position. They just drafted him because he was the best guy on the board. And I don't blame them, because if you're saying that Isaiah Simmons is someone on your defense that you can just kind of fuck around with, then you must have a great defense. But Isaiah Simmons, if he is on the Raiders, he's having that same effect because
Andy,
we're trying to maximize him. Because we're trying to maximize him. With Isaiah Simmons, they literally drafted Zayvon Collins the next year.
Yeah, but why do you think if you draft a
guy
in the first round?
They don't.
Andy, so that means that there's a hole in his game, because if he was that
talented, I think it's the opposite. He does everything well. He played 50 slaps at slot, 25 at outside corner, however the fuck many at safety, a bunch at linebacker, and he had a couple at edge in his last year in college. There's nothing he can't do. And I feel like Arizona, where you got J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones, your 2 outside corners that are good. You have Budda Baker up top. Where do you put him and maximize his potential?
You put him at the Mike. You put him at Mike. You put him at
Mike. But then why do you draft one the next year?
Because his skill set, Andy, they're not going to go and spend draft capital on a guy they took in the first round if they thought that he could fulfill that need. They went and got another guy to fulfill a need that he's not fulfilling for them. And what it is this physicality at the point of attack with tackling and stuff. He's not physical enough. Like, and the reason why is because, like we said, when he was in college, Clee and all of them was in front of him. So
Bro,
it's like
that line was disgusting.
that line was disgusting. So he's
Yeah.
running around unimpeded with all of that athletic ability. But now when you got to fight blocks off and fight through stuff, now that looks a little different. So they
Yeah, but
can't
he
do
should
all.
be at the safety position.
He should, but the thing is that if he's at the safety position, now he's a liability in coverage.
No,
he's
hell
not-
no.
Say that, but he's not better than what they had. So then he
Yeah, he's
becomes
not better than
overvalued.
Buda Baker. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's like, bro, they drafted him because he was fucking there. They didn't expect him to be there. But if you're telling me that Isaiah Simmons wouldn't have had a fucking wild impact on helping us guard Travis Kelce, Jared Cook, what Noah Fant, compared to what Jonathan Abram was doing, it's
bro,
mild.
I really
He
think
got a lot
if
of faith in Paul
if
Gunther's defense.
listen, I think if Isaiah Simmons was a starting safety in the National Football League with
He'd
all of
be
that
strong.
speed, what I'm saying is if he could be a starting strong safety, he would be. He would be, bro. Like I just think that he's one of those tweeners.
Didn't he run a 4.4?
Yeah, but like, look, we always talk about that, right?
Game speed and shit, yeah.
We always talk about that. It's not just game speed. It's the fact that he is a linebacker by trade that has free safety traits. Or strong safety traits. If he was a strong safety, he would be. He's a big dude, man. And I don't think that if you put him out there on the island and you got a receiver running past him, he's going to be able to get around fast enough to stay up with the guy.
But this is the thing. They're not going to put him at strong safety because Buda Baker's a monster.
Yeah, but bro, what I'm saying to you is this. Say, for instance, like he was a safety. They will find a way to put him at safety. They could put him at free safety, strong safety, whatever. They could because Buda Baker's talented enough to play free safety. I think.
Yes.
I mean, Phil, what do you think?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
he's so if he was a safety, he'd be a safety. If he
Right.
was a linebacker, he'd be a linebacker.
Yep.
But there's something that's not lining up there, bro.
Okay, but Trayvon Merrick is talented enough to play slot corner. We're not moving him to slot corner.
Yeah,
just
because he's playing well
That's
enough at the
the job
position he was
description.
drafted for.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't. I don't like. We can't have a blind spot to this. He was drafted to fulfill a specific need, and he's playing that need.
Right, but what I'm arguing is,
Here,
bro.
hold on, Andy. I think I got you right here. So here, let me see. Let me take a stab at this and tell you the difference between Zaven Collins and Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons is a freak athlete who does everything well. Zaven Collins was the best linebacker who is a freak athlete who specifically plays that position. Isaiah Simmons may be athletically gifted, but he is not on the skill wise the same as Zaven Collins.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Especially when you need physicality in the middle. That's not his game.
and this is the thing. When you have Buda Baker, you don't want to move Buda Baker because he's having success. Although he's talented enough to play free safety, you don't want him to have to play free safety.
Yeah, is he talented enough for you to move a guy who's a Pro Bowl level? Like, see, this is what we're talking about here, bro. We're talking about a guy.
Merrick and Hobbs. Merrick can play slot, but Hobbs is doing well, so you don't want to move Hobbs or you don't want to move Merrick because they're both doing well.
Yeah,
that's why I feel
no
like
need to, Andy.
Yes, he's there.
Their natural position is the free safety.
He's there.
Hobbs in the corner.
Yeah,
He's
like
there.
they're playing in position.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they play
he's there and he's playing his role because they have guys already at those positions. That's what I'm saying.
Nah,
If
Andy,
he's with this team, he is a star on this team.
Andy, I gotta respectfully disagree with that. He would be in a certain sense, but we'd be complaining about his tackling. We'd be complaining that he gets knocked over and dominated in the run game. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, I feel like we wouldn't because we have that tackling machine with Don Zimmerman. We have the next from the young guy that's evolving in Divine Diablo. What we are lacking is a 6'3" guy that can go and play with Travis Kelce, that can go in the flats, that has the ball skills, that has the speed, that has the ball skills, to do all these things. That's what I'm saying. This is why I feel like he'd be a star on this team. Is because there's a need for him on this team. There's not a need for him on in Arizona.
Divine, the power of divinity. I believe that Divine was underutilized. That Divine is that man that you say we don't have. Divine is
I think
6'4".
he can be. I
Divine,
agree.
yeah. So it's not that he's not on the team already. They're not using him as that guy.
And this is why we're so happy, right? That we got Patrick Graham.
The Black
He will use
Picasso.
him because he
Yeah,
will use him.
man. I just think Andy. I think there's something that he's missing, and it's like, bro, you don't spend that kind of draft capital to turn around the next year in the draft for the same position. There's something that's missing there. We will see if because he's not going to stay in this position. It's either they figure out how to use that kid, or they're going to have to trade him. So when
Yep.
when he's traded, then we're going to
Hey,
figure out what happens.
how much do y'all want for him? That's how I'm feeling.
Should be able to get him cheap. Shouldn't
Yeah,
cost you
that's
more
what I'm
than
saying, dude. I'm
4.
telling you, Isaiah Simmons. You can't tell me Isaiah Simmons with Patrick Graham wouldn't be fucking man.
Yeah. Now, see, listen, bro, we
You
ain't
got
talking about that.
But this is why we like Asamoah, right? Because he's a
Yeah.
guy that can do everything, and with this scheme, he can be great.
Yeah, but see the problem with
He's a linebacker.
Asamoah in comparing him to Simmons is Asamoah is such a strong tackler, bro. He is a physical kid.
Do you know what happened? Do you remember what happened when Nate Hobbs went on COVID and we still had to go play Cleveland? You know who was playing slot every now and again? Jonathan Abram
Yeah,
was in the slot. That
Yeah.
should never happen,
yeah, I know.
ever. What the reason why I'm saying is that there is a need on this team, and I understand you guys think Divine Diablo could be that guy, and I agree. But
I would love
think,
to have Isaiah though, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
disagreeing with you.
yeah, but look,
If you can get him, I'm all for it. Like you
it's
said.
another reason why I like Jock so much. He went from DB, a slot DB, and he ended up being a linebacker.
Andy, did you send me any tape on him, bro? Because I'm not really like
On
I've
Jock?
seen him play. Yeah,
Oh,
Coromoa?
you got
That boy bad at Notre Dame.
Cleveland?
yeah. No, what I'm saying is I'm talking about like because you be having people zoomed in. Like you guys, I see Phil and them do that too. Y'all will have like the players zoomed in. Like some people show game tape and you guys will zoom in on one guy and break him down and slow it down and stuff like that. Did you do a breakdown on him?
On Jock, not when he was coming out, but I mean when you watch Jock, you know he's a fucking playmaker. Like he is
I
that
know.
guy. He's that guy. And when same thing. You watch Isaiah Simmons. Obviously, it's the college level. I understand what you guys are saying, but I feel like Isaiah, there would be a huge role for him here than there would be in Arizona, since you already got all the stars there. Like Arizona had everything they needed on defense besides an outside corner. You're not going to make Isaiah Simmons play outside corner. You're not going to do that. But honestly, there's this is why I felt like I just didn't agree when you said that he wouldn't have that superstar thing that what's his face Micah Parsons had with the Cowboys on this team. I just feel like he would.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is a stronger, more stout tackler and linebacker. He just Micah Parsons is generational. He's generational though. Like I can see it. Like from all my years of watching football, certain guys when they come out, you can see.
I was a little surprised that Arizona took Zaven Collins. He weighed in at like 260 at the combine.
Bro, I wasn't.
Yeah,
Zaven Collins
6'4". I mean, it's not that big.
Nah, it's 6'4", but he's solid muscle, bro.
Yeah, no, 6'4", but 264 for a linebacker now is big.
I know that's old school linebackers, but he like
yeah.
But you know the thing with Isaiah Simmons, I think Isaiah Simmons has to make a decision with his skill set, like how they did with Brian Urlacher. He's got to make a decision, bro. He's got to decide whether he's a linebacker, and if he could put weight on and play the will, maybe he can play that will linebacker. You know what I mean? Because he could be out in the open field.
I hear you on that way, Sid, and I think that's one way. That's one way to approach it. You could definitely do that, or you could approach it the way that Dick LeBeau used Palomalu and just roam
everywhere.
Everywhere.
I've never seen anybody be able to accomplish that level of success for that long.
That's true.
Except Troy Polamalu and the way Dick LeBeau did things. A lot of times that works one year, But when people figure out what you got going on, then they start doing certain things and they nullify that.
Well,
Right.
in Gus Bradley's heyday, he allowed Cam Chancellor to do that.
Bam, bam, yeah. But
Yeah.
but what I mean is that Cam Chancellor wasn't able to make a 10-year career playing at that level. I mean, it worked when it worked, and for like two years. Then after that, that was that. People figured it out. Cam started getting chipped all the time and physical, roughed around, and then that was that.
Yeah.
Because Cam Chancellor was essentially a linebacker, even though he's supposed to be a safety. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, my boy Ruben Simmons said he prefers rushing the passer, built to be an edge who drops into coverage.
Holy shit!
In
So
the
we can use
3-4,
him.
yes, in the 3-4,
Yeah, he
your
can play the
edge, your
will.
outside linebackers.
He
Yep.
can play the will. He can go
Come
hunt.
hard and right back.
This is what I'm saying, bro. There's 110% a bigger need on this team for an Isaiah Simmons that would allow him to play to what he likes.
So
And when he's doing that,
who do we need to call to make this
this is
happen?
what the fuck I was saying,
Yo,
man.
who do we need to call to make this happen, yo? We need to make this happen. Listen, I know you're out there, Ziegler. I'm looking at the camera here, damn it. I know you're out there, Ziegler. You see us? You go get us Simmons now, damn it. We're tired of this nonsense.
Yeah, he's only gonna cost you a fifth, bro. You got that. You good. I think you got an extra.
Yeah, so
A fifth of a half-eaten sandwich.
You know what I'm saying?
that's why I was so like I was like, man, there's no fucking way that like he wouldn't be a superstar on this team. And I understand what you meant, but I was just like, hell no, like there's no way. Like, look at this fucking guy.
But I'm just saying, like, there's got to be something that needs to be fixed, though. Something needs to be fixed, and I don't
watch him enough. The opportunity. It could just very well be opportunity. I know we want to say that, you would think that if he's that talented, he would get somewhere out on the field. But when you look at that defense was rock solid at all in positions you would move him to. Aside from the linebacker position, where you had to get somebody who had the physicality that the position required.
See, Phil, the reason why I make that summation is because of the fact that you got an organization that's doing well and making good decisions. Like if this was the Arizona Cardinals of old, the Eric Swan, Arizona Cardinals, the wait, what was my man name? Andre, Andre Wadsworth Cardinals.
Ooh.
Listen, then I would say that they're not using them right.
Right.
But the Cardinals have been making some damn good decisions over the last few years, man. Their front office is rock solid, and I don't see the benefit of not playing to his strengths. You know what I mean? Like they're smart enough to play to his strengths.
Graham that can scheme week to week for him, Because look, with an Isaiah Simmons, you have to do that, and this is why I felt like when we brought in Graham, I was excited, because Abram now has a guy that week to week can scheme for Abram's strengths to attack the opponent, and then now I don't even know how we started talking about Isaiah Simmons. I don't even know how this shit happened, but you're talking about an Isaiah Simmons who's not getting utilized, who's a rotational piece, who's a top 10 pick. And you're like, well, this guy, dude, if you're a defensive coordinator, a smart one, a good one, there's no way that you wouldn't want to have a toy like that on your fucking roster.
So are we saying that Arizona doesn't have a good defensive coordinator? We can't say that because, they have a collection of talent over there.
Not at all. That's not what I'm saying.
So they got a collection of talent over there, and they have a really good defense over there in the toughest division in football.
No, our division is tougher.
Bro, it's debatable, right? You know what I mean?
The best are in the West, man. We don't need to get back to that. You feel me?
Here we go. Oh my God, here we go with this nonsense. Listen, let's stay focused here. I don't need to spank you about the East. You know what I mean?
Man, I already did enough spanking on your channel earlier winning the mock draft.
Get the fuck. Yo, bro, I got people hit me thinking they agree with my draft. Dude, I let this guy go first. He takes like every player that I was going to take, and then I'm trying to not take. Yo, bro, no. Him and I, and Andy, you got to admit, anytime we talk about the draft or we do mock drafts, we always pick the same fucking players.
Yeah, right or wrong. We're picking for the same team.
I know that. So if you go first, right? I wanted to show my greatness by going second and still winning, right?
But you didn't win,
bro. But some people think I did. And I'm not far off, bro. You on some bullshit. Yo,
This man was talking out his ass, convincing himself. He was convincing himself.
He's on some straight bullshit, man.
Stop
he act like, bro, look, we're gonna go over his draft. He had a great draft, right? But my draft my shit was sharp too, bro.
Listen, you don't want to do that. We're on my channel now. I was getting love on your channel.
Yo, bro, we all have the same audience. Get the fuck out of here, everybody. Everybody get the same audience, bro. Get
so
out
then
of
you want to lose twice? You want to lose on yours and mine? Go
now
ahead.
look, dig. Phil, look. No, that's Doc's joint right there. That's Doc's joint because
they said stop it, wasted. Yo, Andy definitely won.
Yeah, I got my boot smoked. Who 808 said that, didn't he?
No, it was Kane Tower. We got OG Fade. Come on, dog.
OG Fade said that. Yo, OG man, fuck out of here, yo. All right, look at Andy draft, right? Andy took Treylon with the second.
Look at how he's gonna downplay my.
No,
my
I'm
guys.
not downplaying,
look,
bro.
Look at the tone he's gonna use.
Hey, we need that proper enthusiasm for that Treylon Burks, bro.
Phil, this is the bullshit though. So he takes my player that I fucking sold him on. He takes fucking Travis Jones, right?
What's wrong with that?
Yo, right. So yo, get the fuck out of here, yo. Then he takes a Verone McKinley, the third safety, is with his third round pick. He takes Alex Lindstrom. We got a safety. Not a safety. A center, right? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have to get rid of Andre James, which is a good pick. Yo, in the fourth round, somehow, some way, by some stretch of imagination, Christian Watson fell to us in the fourth round. He took my boy Tariq Woolen that I took in the draft the last time, right? And then he takes Tyler Beatty. That's my guy too, bro. When we did that draft with Docs last night,
I've never spoke to you about Tyler Beatty once.
But Woolen, I took when we did our draft. I took him twice. Look. So
they said wasted, dog. They said your boots are still smoldering.
Looking like some charcoal.
It's a stormtrooper. Oh yeah, Andy won. Come on, dog.
It's barbecue chicken out here. So look at my draft, right?
Look. Watch the hype he's about to say his players with.
Okay, I took Treylon Burks with the 22nd pick, right?
Same.
Mm-hmm. I took Perion Winfrey with my second pick.
Okay.
Instead of Travis Jones. I took Kellen Dishich, a right tackle, with my third round pick.
From where?
From Arizona State. He's one of the best linemen in the draft. He's probably like the third ranked lineman in the draft.
He's overplaying his picks.
No, I'm not, Andy. Andy, you don't fuck with Kellen Dishich now? Come on, bro. You put me up on him, Andy. You full of shit, bro. Yo, Andy, you straight put me up on Kellen Dishich, bro.
Sacrifice over here.
Yo, this guy is the worst.
Hey, somebody got to have a flag up in this motherfucker. I'm smelling the foul.
Yo, this dude is foul. Yo, he's a foul dude.
And they said after round 2, it was downhill for you, bro.
No, it wasn't, bro. Yo, right. So in the fourth round, I took the exact same player he took. I took Christian Watson, right? Then I took Tariq Woolen, like he took. Then with my fifth pick, I took Josh Thompson out of Texas, a corner. And then it was like nobody in the board. I know I needed a linebacker, so I took Merlin Robertson. So that's where my draft, that's where he won when I took Merlin Robinson. But the rest of my picks were legit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I said this. If our Raiders right now took either one of those mocks, it's a fucking win. But if we're being honest, and at the same time, the Raiders said
put me on Kellen Dishich. You're right. It was dirty. It wasn't you, Andy. We was all on the same live. That was dirty that did that. My bad, dirty. My bad, yo.
And then you put
I lost with Merlin. I'm gonna admit I forgot I took Merlin Robinson, yo.
Come on, man.
I met needs, but Merlin Robinson, that was I can't fuck around with Andy's last pick. I'm honest, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I can't fuck around with none of them.
Bro, we took the same fucking people. What are you talking about?
No, Lindstrom and Verone McKinley, fucking dubs. We took Christian Watson, but you can't compare your mid-round guys to mine. And mid-round guys,
I can't compare Perion to your guys.
He's not mid-round.
Bro, I can't compare Kellen Dishich.
You can't. No, you can't. You can't compare Kellen Dishich to.
Bro, we both took Tariq Woolen. What the fuck are you talking about,
bro? You cannot compare.
Alex, this did it before you did, though, bro. That's what made it better,
huh?
I said he did it before you did, my G. That's what
There
made it
you
better.
go.
No,
You was just
no,
copying my G. That's what he trying to say.
yo, he took this. This why that's bullshit. I took Tariq Woolen in the 5th round, right? He took Tariq in the 5th round. We just got back-to-back picks. What's the fucking difference, bro? I
Listen,
just
man.
took a corner. Like, come on,
And,
bro. I
hey,
took
hey,
Tariq.
check
I took
this one
a
out.
corner.
Check this one out. Lace is still on the grill cooking.
Yo, you got it, bro. You got it. I lost.
That's all I needed to hear. No, that's all I needed to hear.
Bro. Yo, the only reason why you got it is because Tyler
He's
Beatty,
gonna
bro.
cut that. Somebody cut that. Where's the moderator?
Somebody cut that up. You got it. But hey, the second I got on this channel, I said, put me in the final, man.
Yo, that Merlin Robertson, I can't justify that pick, bro.
No, I honestly feel like
I took him out of Arizona State because we got Antonio because that's one of his kids, so I brought him in.
Yeah. Now I felt like honestly the Lindstrom pick and the Verone McKinley is what won me that. And Batty.
Yo, who is JB? I see y'all car crybabies like that and didn't make shit happen for this friend. What the fuck? Bro, we're not even talking about Derek Carr right now, bro.
Hey man.
Listen, Derek Carr is Lord Voldemort to us, bro. Like right now, he's Lord. Like we do not argue about him, yo.
Facts, Jesse. You can't be comparing peanut butter and extra countries the same thing. You right. Because at the end of the day, it was the same thing. You feel me? Mine was just a little bit better.
Playboy, that's fucked up, yo. We got like 4 of the same players, bro. Phil, that's such bullshit. Yo, he act like,
hey, man,
this guy acts like I took fucking Bailey Zapp in the 1st round. Yo, he's like, just so full of shit, yo.
Nah, man. Hey, Phil, I just seen it, bro. Appreciate you for pulling up, bro.
Yeah, true. Me, my wife gonna kick my ass, man.
All right, y'all.
Hey, Phil, man,
good seeing you, bro. In one day.
Yeah, yo, Andy, you full of shit, yo.
Shit, man. That shit was funny though.
Yeah, straight up, man. It was mad. It's mad fun though, man. All of this stuff, because you know what's crazy? I know what's gonna happen, bro. We gonna fucking watch we're gonna watch the combine, and all of this is gonna change.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We watch the fucking underwear Olympics. So it's all gonna change, bro.
Bro, it's gonna be fucking crazy. People are gonna skyrocket up the board. Well, on those drafts, who the ones that we just did, who do you think somebody will skyrocket? I think Lindstrom will skyrocket.
Yeah, definitely, especially for a team that needs a center, because there's only 2 in the draft that are like great. You know, Lindstrom isn't great like Linderbaum, but he's a starter. So if you need a center, you got to take him. You know what I mean? Like people are thinking that Stephen A. Jr. I drafted better than Mac. Yo, look, it was the way the cards fell. I had to take, you know what I mean? I had to take a need. I didn't want to go and draft too many because like the way when they did the mock, when I did my mock, some of the guys that I would have taken late were gone. It was like the running backs were going in my draft and stuff. I wanted to take a running back too. The guy that I wanted.
In your draft, really, that's the only reason why it was different. Because in my draft, Winfrey wasn't there. In your draft, he was. My draft, Lindstrom and McKinley were still there. In your draft, neither of them were.
Yeah, they were. So it's just with these mock drafts, it's kind of all the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? The mistake I made was being at home and not taking the kickoff return with the opening kick.
Yeah,
that was the mistake I made. But you know, listen, man, we've been doing mock drafts every day. It's not a whole lot to talk about. You know what I mean? The only thing that's to talk about is the mock drafts, free agency, before it actually happens in Carr's contract. And to be honest with you, bro. Yeah, the wide receivers, and bro, like at the end of the day, all that shit gonna take care of itself, bro.
Hey, this is what I was saying, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is what I was saying. The more I look into it, bro, don't be surprised if Wan'Dale Robinson, although he's a slot guy, he's on his team. He just fits perfect for McDaniels.
Do you think that he's a guy that can play outside though? Because I don't think Hunter Renfrow can play outside. So
no, I think Hunter Renfrow can on occasion.
Yeah, but I'm talking about you giving him like 60% of the snaps outside. You can't
No, but I feel like if you want to maximize Wan'Dale Robinson, what you can do is in those sets where you got a slot corner so you would have, a slot receiver. So your slot receiver would be Renfro. Let's say you get A-Rob, right? Let's say
Yeah.
you get A-Rob. So you got A-Rob, Renfro, Waller. Where are you going to put Wan'Dale Robinson, right? Well, put Waller out wide and slide Robinson in. Then you could really do some damage.
Yeah, man.
But
It's you know what the thing is though, man. It's for me. I don't want to see us have to like be dependent on scheme. I want us to have guys that come in here, and I think we need some athletes on this team.
bro, Wan'Dale was a fucking athlete, dog.
Yeah, but he don't have that size though, Andy. We need
He
some size.
doesn't. He doesn't. You're right. But it's literally the perfect world. This is the perfect destination for Robinson.
You looking at him from a New England standpoint, right?
I'm looking at him from the wide receiver screens, the volume of screens that we run, the sweeps that you can run with him. He's not on the same level as Treylon Burks, but you can line him up in the fucking backfield, and the defense will have to respect it, you know.
Yeah.
But that's how I'm looking at it.
See, my vision for what this team could be, I would like the McDaniels regime to kind of back away from some of the finesse stuff from the Patriots and use some of them old school principles, some of that, height, weight, speed kind of stuff, some of that power. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to get back to that because that shit travels. All of that finesse football doesn't travel. And the New England Patriots were always able to switch speeds. When they were able to play power football, they did. Back when they first got that regime going, when they had like the Corey Dillons of the world there and stuff. I just want
Wan'Dale can get behind the defense too. That's what I like.
True.
But I feel like that's why you guys like Christian Watson, right? Because he got that size. He's an outside guy, and he got that speed.
And he's a great blocker. He's 6'5". He's a great blocker, man.
Yo, somebody in the beginning of this was telling me that he doesn't got the greatest hands, though.
You know what? From what I see, it's just the problem. Him playing in such a small school, all I see is like highlight tape. So they're not. It's not low lights. It's highlights. From what I've seen, he catches the ball really well. It's not like he's got like Odell Beckham Jr. hands. Right. You know what I'm saying? He don't have them kind of hands, but he has adequate hands. He has like Amari Cooper hands. Like Amari Cooper is not a great catcher of the football. Amari Cooper drops the ball a lot. Everybody, he's a great route runner and stuff like that. I would say he has Amari Cooper level hands. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about a guy that is going to drop a few, but
you know who my mock would be for Wan'Dale Robinson. My comparison.
Well, Coop's not my comparison. I'm talking about his hand wise. Like he's just one of those guys that
for Wan'Dale Robinson, I'd have to compare him to Deontay Johnson.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'm talking about his hands, his the way he catches the ball. For whatever reason, man, I saw a couple of drops.
If this is our first 3 rounds, you get an A+. McDuffie, Winfrey, and Watson.
Yo, Ricky, let me tell you something, man. If we were able to pull that off, that addresses so much in the near future for this team. You check 3 boxes that you're gonna have for the foreseeable future, and like that's my thing. Like what the way I draft, if I was the one drafting, I would draft from the trenches, and I would double down on the trenches and double down in the secondary.
See, but you know what's so crazy about what you and Graf did? Y'all done sold me so much on Travis Jones that I wouldn't even want to do the Winfrey in the first round. I would just rather Travis Jones in the second.
Yeah, because Travis Jones is like a Vince Wilfork type of nose.
The fucking pocket, man.
Playboy, I told you, bro. That dude, Max would eat so, yo, man, and he's stout against the run too. That's another thing. Yo, he has linear movement.
He's gonna finish the season with 1.5 sacks, but I don't.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because, like, yo, you're not running on him, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm not worried if I get a guy that's eating up space in the middle and he's controlling the line of scrimmage and you can't run on that guy. You don't have to sack anybody for me to be like happy with you because I already got a guy who is relentless. So if you got this guy pushing a pile like that, you can't even double Max. If Travis Jones winds up here, or like an Ndamukong Suh, a guy that just demands so much attention up the middle, Max Crosby will have at least 12 sacks next year. That's a fact. He was just like you
If
should
that's the
see how
case, if that's the case, you better extend him before he gets them 12 sacks, or else it's game over.
yeah,
He got,
people don't realize something, yo, about this Raider team, yo. We got guys that are coming up, man. Like Max Crosby's contract might wind up being more than Khalil Max
nah, I don't think so. I
because
understand
it's
the
projecting.
inflation.
Yeah,
Yeah, I understand the inflation, but I don't think that Max Crosby can even demand this because before Mac got paid, he won Defensive Player of the Year.
yeah,
Like,
true. And he's a Pro Bowler at two different positions in the same year. So
yeah, so I don't think he could demand that money. I think he can ask, and then you can work from there. But
I mean, you can
I,
demand whatever the fuck you want. Are you gonna get it?
yeah,
It's a
exactly.
question.
So it's like, you know, I don't think so. I think he's gonna get bread. He's gonna get paid more than Yannick by at least $5 million.
Yannick, they need to really find a way to get Yannick out of here. I know a lot of people were attacking us yesterday when we were talking about that. Yannick's got to go though, bro.
Dude, when we're talking about Yannick, we understand who he is. In my opinion, Yannick's in the same boat as Abram. We know who they are.
No, man, Yannick has been way more productive in the National
No, no,
Football
no,
League
no.
than
I'm saying
Abram.
right now we know who they are. That's what I mean. Like we know
Yeah,
what we have in those two guys. We have Abram, fucking amazing against the run inside the box. We know he cannot cover for shit. We know Yannick Ngakoue can rush the hell out the passer, but he is a liability in the run. So it's
so
like when I'm comparing them, I'm not comparing them to their accolades and their production. I'm comparing them to there's still question marks. Can Max Crosby get a 12 sack season? We don't know yet. Can a guy like Divine Diablo get 3 picks in a year? Because we don't really know. They're not fully developed. But I feel like those guys, Abram and Yannick, we know what they are.
yeah, but you know what the crazy thing is when you said we know what we have. I wish the Raiders knew what they had with Jonathan Abram.
Me
He's
too.
he's a linebacker, dude. I've been saying it since he came here. I've been saying this since before he hurt his look. When I saw the way he was playing, even in the Hard Knocks year when he was a rookie, so that guy's a linebacker. He's not a safety.
I sure as hell thought he could play strong safety though. Them first 3 quarters against Denver, he was flying. He
Yeah,
was
man.
shit.
That guy really, and yeah, Max isn't as good. He's not as good against the run as Khalil Mack either at the run either. So
He sure as hell got a lot better though.
yeah, he got better. He definitely got
Like,
better. But
oh shit.
Khalil Mack from day one was fucking a demon against the run. So
Yeah,
there's
no,
another
I don't think
caveat.
that he demand, or I don't think that he'll get more than Mac. Nah,
But what he can get like in that neighborhood, and that's kind of scary.
I
And
think he can get like $18 million.
yeah, yo, man, come on, that's a lot of paper, man. So the way I'm looking at it is that they got to hit.
Here's the
If they're
difference,
gonna make
though.
it to the Super Bowl, they have to hit on these draft picks, especially
Here's the
this year.
difference. Mac was a first round pick, so you're automatically gonna get. It sounds bad, but you're automatically gonna get more money. Like fucking Solomon Thomas, he's done nothing in this league. He was the 4th overall or the 2nd overall selection. He got $5 million from the Raiders this year.
Bro, that's a
He
fucking
didn't
joke.
deserve that. He
That's a
didn't deserve
fucking
that
joke.
money. Yeah, he didn't deserve that money.
You know what
He
he
didn't.
got that money for? Because people were trying to say that he reminded them of Aaron Donald. Which I'm like, in what world is he Aaron Donald, bro? I remember when they were saying the 49ers were going to, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, bro? And
Yeah,
that's a good organization too. So I'm like, like as far as in the front office, they know what they're doing, man. I hate the 49ers, gotta give them their credit. They know what they're doing. But when they
yeah.
took him number
I
2, I
think.
was like, what the fuck? I said, somebody needs to get fired for this. This dude is never gonna be good in the National Football League.
Yeah, and then with Max, I mean, Max, he's a 4th round guy. He's gonna get his bread. But at the same time, Khalil won defense. Was it Defensive Player of the Year twice before he left the Raiders?
No, I think he only won it once, man. But he went to the Pro Bowl for 2 different positions in the same
Yeah,
year. So,
yeah.
but yeah, hey Andy, man, listen, brother, it's been a blast. I love talking to you, bro. You
Oh
know, we
yeah, I'm
always
already
want
gonna
that.
head off. It's already 2 hours, man.
It's home team. I got to get up. I got to get upstairs. I'm like dozing off and stuff. I had a rough day.
Yeah, I know. It all started off with that mock draft, man.
Yo, bro, let me tell you something. Savor the flavor, young fella, because it'll never happen again.
Hey, we'll see.
Next time
We'll
I'm
see.
going first, and then you have to take all these different players to be different than me. I'm gonna put you on the defensive. So
Nah, I'm gonna take every single fucking player and be petty.
I see you an ass, bro. I wasn't going to do that.
That's what
Oh
I'm gonna
man,
do. But
my
all right
God,
then, bro.
man. Take it easy, bro.
Yeah, stay safe, bro. Hey, man, we still got over 150 people in here. Any last questions? I know somebody in here mentioned. There we go. We got Nick. Nick right here. Have either of you looked into Jalen Alexander from Purdue? He's pretty good. Could be a steal in the 6th or 7th round as a UDFA. I have not. What is his position? And I would look into it. Dallas would give a 2 or a 3 for Yannick. Let D-Wall. Whoa. If Dallas would make that mistake, I would do it in a heartbeat. Because there's no way Yannick is worth a 2 or a 3. I think he got traded twice. The first time was for a third. The second time was for a fourth. You know, he's a linebacker. All right, I'm gonna look that up. Let's see. If Max gets better this next season, he'll be getting the bag. Yes, that's why I want us to extend him this year. Passing game in our division is heavy. Yannick is perfect. No running back scares me in our division. I'd say Austin Eckler is a little scary. He's taking over games when we play against the Chargers. I think Eckler's a little scary. Trade Yannick to Indy, good fit. It's a good fit over there with Gus Bradley, man. It's a very good fit with Gus Bradley. Very, very good fit. What system do I play? What you mean? Oh, like console? Oh, I got an Xbox. But yeah, I mean that's what I'm doing. Have you looked at tape on Troy Polamalu's brother or nephew at USC? He's a safety, I believe. No, I haven't. But I have to look at Dalvin Cook's brother, the running back. That you guys put me on. I'm gonna check out right here Jalen Alexander from Purdue, linebacker. I'll probably just ask Stu. But yeah, trading Yannick to Indy, you're definitely getting the contract off your hands. You're gaining maybe a 4th or a 5th round pick. He's going with the coach that he knows, so I wouldn't mind it. They do need a defensive end, so it would work. It would work, but I don't think that Yannick um, necessarily wants to leave. I don't think so. I just feel like if D Law walk, they'll be desperate for an edge, and we'll give a little bit more. I mean, I hope so, Kane. I sure as hell hope so. I would love for that to happen. But I just don't think that they would do something that dumb because he's not worth a 2. He's not worth a 3. I'd say if a team offers us a 4, you take it. That's what I think. Mac broke the record against the Panthers. Pick, fumble, recovery, force fumble, pick 6. Yeah, he closed out that game, man. He won us that game. He won us that game. Wait, so do we get a running back coach yet? I'm not too sure, OG Fade. I thought we were in that process though. Let me check this out. Let me check this out real quick though. Go to my guy. No. The only thing we did do is that we hired the Panthers defensive line coach, Frank Oakham, to be our defensive line coach. So, that's what we did. But we didn't do anything in terms of running back coach, which I think we really need to do. We need to get somebody to fill that role, especially if we're going to be in the market for a running back in the later rounds of the draft. You need to have somebody that a young guy could be with. Keep Yannick and be dumb to trade him. We can still be a good run defense, even if he lacks in that area. I agree, but if you're thinking of drafting Perion Winfrey, you really don't want two below average run stoppers on the defensive line at the same time. I agree though. Janai Wood, UDFA tight end, OSU. Okay, okay. But yeah, we haven't yet got our running backs coach, and like I said, I really feel like we need to get one. I really, really feel like we need to get one. But yeah, man. Listen, y'all, we've been on here for 2 hours. It's been great. Definitely didn't feel like 2 hours, man. I love doing this with you guys so much, man, because it does not feel 2 hours by like 20 minutes. Had a blast. Again, shout out to Phil who pulled up. Shout out to Wasted, he pulled up. And yeah, listen, man, I'm definitely gonna be bringing you guys more videos. I think tomorrow I get off work a little bit early, so expect an earlier live or an earlier video tomorrow from me. Because I will be bringing you guys some content tomorrow, but I'm gonna head out. Hope everybody finishes up their weekend. Has a nice day. Rest up. We got Monday. We got Monday coming. So it is what it is, man. But hey, everybody have a good night. Stay safe. I'll be back soon, man. Sooner than you think. Sooner than you think, man. So love y'all, Reddit Nation. But I'm out of here, y'all. Stay safe, man. I always am gonna say that. Stay safe.